Sports Extra, proudly brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Village. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929 5045.
Sports Extra.
On a Tuesday. Is this the dagger?
All right, good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin. Tonight we will be chatting with Dara Flowers, and she is the director. Of course, you know Dara Flowers. Everyone knows Dara Flowers. The name is synonymous with the flowers. I almost said the Dara.
Are we renaming
Dara
it?
Flowers season. This year is the 32nd annual.
32 years we've been hosting the Flowers Sea Swim.
Amazing. And it's this Saturday. Right.
Saturday, June 15th. For anyone who's not familiar, in case you've been living under a rock, Flowers Sea Swim is a 1 mile sea swim. Takes place along our gorgeous 7 Mile beach. This year it's starting at Coral Beach, finishing at the west, and it really is a bucket list item for Cayman Islands.
Awesome. So I'm glad you heard that. We're going to have a whole lot of that and more when we get back. But before we head to a break, just to let you know, we have our Volleyball Federation coming in. As you recently heard right here on our local sports report, last month, our under-19 beach volleyball girls qualified for the World Championships in China. So that is huge. So we're going to have them in the studio here to discuss how preparation has been and what the qualifiers in Tobago was like, right?
Oh my gosh, so cool.
Yes, very cool. So stay tuned to hear all about that and more. Of course, we're going to hear a word from our sponsor, Savannah Pharmacy Countryside. Stay tuned.
Father's Day is coming up. Create the perfect gift with a custom gift basket from Savannah Pharmacy. Choose from a variety of items including grooming kits, teas, coffee mugs, wallets, and for his office desk, a unique selection of nautical gifts and stationery. Personalize your Father's Day gift basket and keep the basket too. Visit Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village or call 946-3336 to get all your Father's Day essentials. Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
The Spring Labor Force Survey and Quality of Life Survey conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office is currently underway. The Labor Force Survey seeks to collect data on employed and unemployed persons in the Cayman Islands, as well as those who are not in the labor force. The Quality of Life Survey seeks to gather information on life satisfaction, sense of well-being, financial security, economic outlook, and perceived health. Trained interviewers with ESO ID cards will visit randomly selected households. The interviews are confidential in accordance with the Statistics Act. No individual data will be published or disclosed. Survey data are exempt from Freedom of Information requests. For more details, please call the ESO hotline at 516-3329.
The Health Services Authority has over 120 world-class physicians offering the most comprehensive range of specialist services on island. Our dedicated team of professionals provide the highest quality care in orthopedics, interventional radiology, women's health, geriatrics, and a host of other specialist areas. We are a JCI accredited organization with a proven record of excellence. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky.
The 7 a.m. Sports Report brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
Radio Cayman,
the voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. And if you're just tuning in, we have Dara Flowers in the studio with us. She is the director of the Flowers Group, the Flowers 1 mile sea swim is
Yes.
this weekend, and she's here to tell us all about it. And let's reiterate what you told us right before the break.
So just to recap, it's so exciting. The Flowers Sea Swim is celebrating our 32nd year this year, and it's really an interesting event. It started with, 32 years.
Yes.
You guys have supported us. We're so grateful. I mean, from the very beginning, we had like 60 swimmers, and we
Yes.
were just like, oh my gosh, is this going to work? We were talking about this earlier, actually. And it was an amalgamation of the Lobster Pot 1 mile swim and the Cayman Airways half mile. And they were going to discontinue some of these swims for various reasons. And my dad, Frank Flowers, who actually is a marathon runner, said, no, I want to be a part of this. And he learned to swim at 39 years old, which is crazy, and wanted to put on this race. And so I think it was the first sort of race of its kind that had random prizes and giveaways. And he really had this vision that he wanted hundreds and hundreds of people. And I think everyone thought he was a bit crazy, particularly because he had just learned how to swim. And it just started out from these really small beginnings. And now, this year we have over 750 people. It's pretty exciting. We've gone up to 1,000 some years. Post-COVID, we decided to kind of downscale a bit because, it was becoming a little bit big in terms of you would have to start doing staggered starts and things.
Right.
And, it sort of takes away from the fun of it. So it is a great event. I think it's unique because it really is a fun event. We like to say we welcome swimmers from all strokes of life.
Yes. I like that. I like that saying. Tell us, Dara, how has the Flowers family's involvement in the event shaped the growth of the company and the community impact?
It's funny because we sort of discuss this a lot as the Flowers Group as an entity. And like one of the big things is that corporate social responsibility. I think we are a Cayman owned business, which regardless of what a business is, I think you should give back to the society that gives to you. And we've been so grateful to the Caymanian community and the Cayman community for so many years. We wanted to do something that we could help support in a different way.
Right.
And I think we have a big focus at Flowers on like youth and development and sports. And so this sort of fit hand in hand with some of our vision and how we could give back in a meaningful way that was a little bit outside of the box. I think this year, every year the Flowers Sea Swim benefits a charity. It's, for many years after post Hurricane Ivan, we started with this idea of giving back to something that needed more exposure. We did the Live Free project, which basically post Ivan, we paid for 3 families who really were in a destitute state to live free for a year. And a lot of corporate businesses contributed to that. Mm-hmm. And through the years, we've had, Habitat for Humanity, Big Brother, Big Sister. There's been Cayman Islands Cancer Society. There have been so many amazing big community partners, Habitat for Humanity. But we really, I think, have found a home in this year and last year's, which is the Swim Free program. And it is really an incredible project. It's very ambitious, but it was our goal to teach every public school child in reception through year 2 in the entire Cayman Islands how to swim.
Right.
And last year we started with this crazy dream in September, and we've fabricated a mobile pool made from a container, and we hitched it to the front of a Flowers delivery truck, and we've been taking it from school to school and teaching kids how to swim. And it is today we had the graduation for what was formerly Georgetown Primary. I think it's now Miss Martin.
Yes, Marie Martin.
Marie Martin. And to date we have taught over 850 Caymanian children how to swim.
That's amazing.
It is by far one of the most meaningful things we've done because most children drown within 10 feet of safety. It's one of the leading causes of accidental death in children under 10. And if you give kids organized swimming lessons, reduces that risk by 88%.
Yes.
Like we have single-handedly, our goal is in 10 years to have an entire generation of Caymanian children that can swim. It's sort of a as a nation, it's a really ambitious thing, but that is our goal. And I think we will be the first nation, if we can achieve this in history, that will have that. We're a small country, and I feel like when you have a small country, you can really do a lot and make a huge impact.
I think that's incredible.
It's really
what you guys are doing.
We're
for
excited.
the
We
kids.
have great community partners, the Seymour family, the Foster family, like really great local partners who are committed to this, many of which have had their own journey in terms of the water and swimming and not having access maybe when they were younger. And so I think it's important that we give that opportunity to every single Caymanian child. Learning to swim should be a right, not a privilege.
Right. Agreed. And what does the Swim Free program benefit? How does it benefit, I should say, the proceeds of the event and what are its main objectives?
So first and foremost, every single dollar that's for the Flower Sea Swim for the registration proceeds goes to the Swim Free project. We don't even take off administrative fees. Every single dollar goes to the Swim Free program.
Nice.
And that program, because it's embedded in the schools, we're very grateful that the sort of education department and ministry saw the value of this program, but we run the program. So we provide the coaches, we provide the pool, we provide everything. It's all private sector funded by Seymour, Flowers, and Fosters. So all of the Sea Swim proceeds go towards that project and helping to teach children how to swim, which is incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is very.
So all of it is just towards that.
So you said Georgetown had their graduation.
Yeah, so we've done every single primary school in Cayman now.
Okay, awesome.
We started in September, and the program it's a 10-day course, and each kid goes in, whether you're from reception to year 2, each kid goes in the pool every single day for 10 days until they are competent and capable of swimming 10 strokes to safety.
Yeah.
And it's truly, I mean, we've seen kids who on day 1 are like even afraid to put their heads in the water, and by the end they're swimming laps. Like it's, we set out to sort of change lives and inspire, and like I feel like our lives have been changed by our incredible Caymanian children who have just like, they're so brave and so like willing to trust us. We're so grateful, to trust that process and to trust Coach Jeff and all of the incredible volunteers who have supported this effort and made it possible. And to see from start to finish how many kids have been through this program is just truly amazing.
How many coaches do you have for that?
So we have one main head coach.
Okay. Is that Coach Jeff?
Coach Jeff,
Okay.
who is incredible. He's actually originally from the States, and he's trained. He's been doing this for over 30 years, and he's trained from little kids teaching babies how to swim straight up to like Olympic level athletes. So we're very lucky to have them. And it's funny, he always says like he's been doing a swim coach for decades, but this is by far the most inspiring and meaningful thing he's done. He's our head coach and he runs the program. And then we have volunteers who come in, who are child safety vetted, and then teachers as well from the schools also support because it's part of their curriculum, mandatory for 2 weeks for the kids. So any teachers that have a bit of experience and can they do an upskill, and then they also come in the pool because we need to have certain ratios for adult to kids, and the classes are very small.
Good.
So it's very
manageable
targeted.
for
Yes,
them.
it's very targeted. It's small class groups, and we're able to really cycle through a lot of children through the program.
Awesome. We're going to get back to the Flower Sea Swim now. But I'm so glad you touched on that. I can pull some information from that for my local sports.
Yes,
So
it's pretty cool.
So that's great. But what are some of the challenges you guys face in maintaining the tradition and the quality of the Flower Sea Swim annually?
I think part of it is like because we are volunteer based. I mean, we have sort of our core team that put together the event,
Yes.
but we definitely sort of out of the Flowers office wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And you can imagine as it gets closer to time, it gets really busy.
Yes.
But we on the day we have over 200 volunteers, so it's just orchestrating and organizing and making sure everyone's on par, and there's also training and safety that has to go along with that. But really, it is a labor of love. The Flower Sea Swim is really we do a lot of charity for the Flowers group generally, but it's certainly our passion project, and now the Swim Free. So you sort of look at the end of the road and you're like, this is just so amazing. And the event itself is it's such a great family event. Like, you started, and we sort of live in Cayman. And we love Cayman, but we don't appreciate Cayman sometimes.
Right.
We don't get a chance to go to the beach, especially if you're working a lot and, busy. And it's just a nice day to step back and recalibrate and be like, this beautiful island we live in is
We
so
got a chance
amazing.
to do that during COVID.
We did.
We did.
And we
Just a
sort
little.
of don't do it anymore. Again,
yes.
everyone's caught up in their busy lives. And, it is a wonderful day. And then at the end, whether you're a swimmer or you walk and watch and support the race that way, there's a great ceremony. You get a medal, which feels like you've won the Olympics.
Yes.
You get eligibility for these great random prizes. There's a there's music. It's just a very fun event.
Okay, so can you share some insights on how the event has fostered a sense of community and encouraged participation in open water swimming?
That's actually, it's so funny. It wasn't sort of a goal of ours originally, right? We were just putting on this little itty bitty sea swim. And I think through the years, open water swimming in Cayman has really evolved.
Yes.
We were really proud. Originally in the Olympics, they didn't have open water sea swimming as an event. And when they were looking at developing that, a gentleman by the name of Sid Cassidy from FINA, who is actually coming this year and who has been to our race many times, looked at a couple of races in the world to see how they were organized. And the Flower Sea Swim was one of the races, which is an incredible sort of history and legacy to the event, because he actually came and saw how it was run and organized and used part of it as a template for the Olympic event, which is pretty special. And I think we have such great conditions for open water swimmers to practice and train, and we've seen Cayman swimming in general has really evolved and is coming into its own in so many ways. So we're proud to be a small part of that and sort of invoke that, because a lot of the open water swimmers are actually pool swimmers.
Yes.
That then sort of do these sea swims as just kind of an aside almost, and then you realize, oh my gosh, these guys are and ladies are so talented.
Yes.
And it translates right from the pool to the open water.
Definitely.
And you want to go ahead and believe that some of these events help to inspire that.
Yeah. Most definitely. Can you share some success stories or memorable moments?
I mean, we have some incredible Caymanian swimmers that have great legacies. Sean and Brett Frazier, Heather Harvey still supports us every year. She actually swam pregnant with her little man a few years ago. We just have, there's also like newer up and coming swimmers that are coming through now. There's Connor McDonald, who's an incredible swimmer, and a Carifta gold medalist, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure
and then you have some younger ones like Lennox, who's also like crushing it. So we're excited to see kind of what the future holds. And I remember many years ago, maybe before we had the opportunity to have so many, we have elite athletes and Olympians that come now, but in the beginning, I think we had like a lady by the name of Brooke Bennett, who was a double world record holder and gold medalist and just really incredible many years ago. And I remember one of the coaches saying, it helps to show the kids that these high achieving elite athletes, they put on their swimsuit, one leg at a time, just like you do. We're all human and we all can achieve really incredible things given the opportunity and the training, etc. So I think just being able to see that and witness that firsthand and swim in the waters with those incredible athletes is an important thing for our Caymanian swimmers and our Cayman swimmers generally.
Definitely. What speaking of the international athletes, how many of them do we have coming, and what are the qualifications for international athletes who participate, and how are they invited?
So generally, we look for people who have achieved some sort of higher level Olympic medal. There are exceptions, like if you're an open water specialist who's a currently credentialed person who has, a world record, or you have a very high achieving status, we'll look at that too. A lot of times too, I mean, you wouldn't believe this, but some of it's word of mouth. So Dionne's come, let's say, and she's a world gold medalist, and then she has a friend who's also a gold medalist, and they're like, oh, we had such a great time, we can get more. And we had Neil Walker, who like spread the word. He was
Ryan Lochte.
Ryan Lochte
was last year or the year before.
Who's actually friends with the Fraziers. So it is actually a very small community. We have Roland Schumann this year, who's an incredible gold medalist originally from South Africa. In Maritza Correa, who was the first African-American female, if I'm not mistaken, to win a medal in the Olympics. She's incredible. We're so excited to have her this year. This year, because it is an Olympic year, we generally don't get people who are current because obviously there's, they're training for Paris right now. Next year, we'll have some more current athletes again because it's sort of a little bit of an
Olympic year.
It's an Olympic year. So we always know an Olympic year, we're going to get people who maybe have achieved historically. And we're very excited to have them and have them grace our shores. But it is a very small community. USA Swimming is very supportive as well. FINA, they always come down and sort of support the event, and they have a great time, right? I mean, what's not to love about Cayman and the Flower Sea Swim event? And, so it really has sort of become now an event on the world calendar for
Yes.
open water swimming. I think we were voted top 10 sea swims like
Yes,
in the
I saw
planet,
that.
which we're
That's
really
amazing.
we're really proud
Yeah.
of. You know, this
We
little
are proud
small
of it.
swim and
Not just you guys,
No,
the
we
Cayman
are.
Islands as a
Cayman
whole.
should be proud of
Yeah,
it
it's
because
amazing.
it's a great thing to sort of, you know, and the competition is tough. There are a lot of events like this all over the world, so it really is just a fun day, and we love it. I mean, we love what we do. We hope to do it for another 32 years and
Yes.
beyond. You know.
Definitely. Could you elaborate on the logistics of managing nearly 1,000 participants and ensuring a smooth event?
So I think, you know, we have this epic inches thick manual.
Yes.
It's our safety regulations. That's sort of, it begins there with the framework of like what's required safety wise, right? You know, there are so many community partners who support, whether that's medical or jet skis or boats or kayakers. There really is a whole process that has to take place in certain ratios and safety precautions to ensure that our swimmers are kept safe. So this safety framework is always first and foremost. Once we kind of have that and get that in place, then we start looking at other areas, the, you know, tents, food, drinks. There's a myriad of things that have to happen to make this event possible. And I think the Flowers team particularly, you know, obviously, we all have full-time real jobs.
Yes.
But we sort of all pitch in. Anoop, particularly from our main office, is such an incredible human and just like so passionate about this event. And he sits down with my dad, Frank, who's so super heavily involved still to this day. And they sort of look at, this is months and months and months in advance. This is like November of the year before the event, and start to break down what we need, how this works. We start looking at the manual, and then we go from there. But it all sort of hopefully comes together on the day, and you pray and you hope that everyone is blessed and you have great weather. And there's so many things. I mean, yesterday it was like, oh my gosh, we're torrential downpour. Okay, what is the rain? We have a rain plan. Really, it's lightning that you're more concerned about, and visibility. So you can actually swim in the rain, and it's quite pleasant.
I'm sure it's
but
fun.
my dad actually swam yesterday, if you would believe that. He swam on 7 Mile. He swims every single day unless there's like, I was like, you know, there is a small craft warning, but he did not. He loves the water. But saying all that to say, there's so many safety considerations that come into play. So we make sure every single person that we put in the water will be safe. My son swam it last year. My daughter swims it every year. Like, they're little. They're 8 years old, 10 years, you know, so I treat it as if it's my own, because
and I know you've done it before.
I do it every single year.
Are you doing it this year?
Oh yeah, I don't have a choice. It's mandatory in the Flowers family. I swam it 8 months pregnant with Luca, with Alex, and almost 9 months pregnant. They're July and August babies, so you can imagine it was floating across the finish line. But and my son swam it last year. It was cute. He was actually the youngest swimmer, and my dad was the oldest, which he'll kill me for saying that. But it was a nice bookend to sort of. Anyway, this year he's shore support. He's more of a boating type kid, so he likes to be, you know, supporting the team in a different way.
I hope Daddy is listening. Daddy Frankie, listen.
Yes.
I love when he's on the show, and
I
you let him know
know.
if he's not listening that I missed him.
I know.
Because he's on here every year.
He loves coming. He's setting up a new block factory right now, so he's had a very long day. Otherwise, he would be here. But we'll definitely get him for next year, because he loves coming on your show.
I know the environmentalists will be very proud of this question, but what measures are taken to protect the marine environment during this event?
I think we live and breathe with the sea, right? We live in the Cayman Islands, and it's really important. We look at ways that we can reduce plastics. In fact, our T-shirts, which they'll be happy, are actually made from recycled plastic. Nice. So all of our Flowers Sea Swim gear that's being handed out on the day is recycled plastic. So that's pretty exciting. And then you have to have a consideration. We do have very limited motorized boats. Primarily, there's 1 or 2 boats that are for safety reasons, but as much as possible, we try to reduce the impact, especially on 7 Mile. The sunscreen, we do a sunscreen tent. It's reef safe, which is important. Nice. And we try to encourage everyone to be respectful. There's lots of garbage bins it really is a concerted effort to reduce and make sure we don't litter or waste the ocean.
Okay.
But I think it's really important too, as part of Cayman, is that you get people out there into that water to see just how beautiful it is and how precious it is, and it needs to have value. And I think that's one of the things for us at the Swim Free program is like making sure our local kids can have access to the water just like everyone else. And if you learn to swim, suddenly the connection between a coral reef and the importance of what, you know, the environmental concerns are makes sense. But if you've never been able to dive down and swim and see a coral reef or understand the water on that level, it's harder to appreciate how important this is.
So true. Very true. I see you have some notes, and I can go on and on
Oh,
with
geez.
questions for you. But I know you probably have some things you would like to touch on and let the public know.
Just want to remind everyone, actually, registration for the Flowers 1 Mile Sea Swim closes tomorrow. So it is our last day of registration. Everyone has to pre-register. So if you're interested in the event and you haven't, you might be on the fence, you need to take a jump in and splash at flowersseaswim.com. The registration's super easy. It can all be done online. If you really want to come see us at the Flowers Block Factory, you can also go to flowersgroup.com and see where we're located. But easy just to register at flowersseaswim.com. Reminding everyone, it is the world's richest 1 Mile Sea Swim. So we have over $100,000 in cash and random prizes. 1 in 7 is guaranteed to win a random prize. That means you could be the last person across the finish line and win a trip to Europe. It's pretty cool. We have airline tickets, smartphones, devices, restaurant vouchers. It's pretty incredible how many prizes we have. And everyone, just for completing in 75 minutes or under, receives medal, t-shirt, backpack, goodie bags. It's pretty awesome. Like, we're pretty excited for the whole thing. Every year it's getting bigger and better.
Always.
And it's great.
Yeah.
And look, it's not possible without our community partners. We're thankful to Radio Cayman for allowing us to be on the radio tonight, talking, having our message. Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Sports, Davenport, Flow, Cricket Square, Weston, Dart, CUC, Remax, Meridian, Aeon. There's so many community partners that are part of this, and we're so grateful for Health Services Authority. So many people come together to make this possible.
Oh, the 3K and 10K events are not being held this year.
They are not.
Okay.
So our focus is the Flowers Sea Swim. We're hopeful. I think because it's an Olympic year, normally for the 10K particularly, it is quite a competitive race. It's a different type of race. Our race is a fun race for the 1 mile, but the 10K is we do try to attract the very best elite swimmers. And I think this year, because it being an Olympic year, they have to focus on what they do. So hopefully next year we'll be back in action for that.
Awesome. Is there anything else?
I think we've covered everything.
Okay,
Just reminding everyone to get registered. And if you're not a swimmer, you can certainly walk and watch and support our charity and the incredible work the Swim Free program is doing for everyone, all our local kids in Cayman.
Awesome. Dara, what legacy? This may be a question for your dad, but I know you
more
can
of a
handle
Papa
it.
Frank.
It's more of a Papa Frank question. But what legacy do you hope the Flowers Sea Swim will leave for future generations?
I think the legacy is ongoing, but I think the fact that we've seen swimming come into full circle in Cayman and really being part of the Swim Free program in the national program and sort of looking at all these incredible swimmers, we're starting to qualify. Guys like Jordan Crooks, they bring joy to my heart. Yes. Jillian Crooks, the Fraser brothers, all of these people who have laid the legacy before, and this Flower Sea Swim has been a part of that.
Yes.
Jillian's mom was telling me the other day that her daughter swam in my dad's pool in his backyard, learning how to swim when she was younger. Like, the legacy is that hopefully this is bigger than us and bigger than ourselves, and that if we can save a child's life by teaching them how to swim, if we can create potential Olympic medalists at someday, all of that is part of this. And most importantly, we want to give back to Cayman and to this beautiful community that has supported us and that we've helped to build and that has helped to build us. And that's the most important thing. We all have a responsibility to give back to our little island.
Awesome. Thank you. So this Saturday, what time?
It starts at 2:30, but if you're swimming, you have to be there 1:45.
All right. And registration fees are how much?
Registration fees are $50 CI or $60 US, and you can go to flowersseaswim.com and get it done right now.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for
stopping by.
by.
Thank you for having me. It's always such a pleasure. I love it.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you very much, and all the best. I'll be
you.
there.
Yes.
So I'll see you there.
Yes.
I'll be nagging her for sound bites.
No, I love that. And we'll catch Papa Frank then, too.
Yes, definitely. And up next, we have beach volleyball. We'll be talking with some of our female world beach volleyball champions. All right? Well, they're not champions yet, but we're speaking it. All right? So stay tuned. Let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Whether your group works in an office, a hotel, a hospital, or even on the beach, no matter where your group works or what it does, BAF has a health insurance plan for you. You can always count on BAF for affordable, flexible group and individual health insurance plans with professional, friendly customer service. Call them at 949-5089. BAF, your health is their priority.
The National Council for Persons with Disabilities is proud to invite members of the public to visit their new website, With this modern, user-friendly design, the site offers accessibility features as well as information and resources for everyone, including persons with disabilities, caregivers, and those with long-term health conditions. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities has been striving to bring accessibility and inclusivity to all residents of the Cayman Islands since 2017. Find out more. Visit www.disabilitycouncil.gov.ky.
Let's continue the conversation on Emancipation Day. Join the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage for a preview of the Emancipation Day documentary, Year of the Return, Emancipation History Through Our People. You can catch the preview on Friday, the 14th of June at the Commander Bay Cinema. Show times are 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Each screening will be followed by a Q&A session with historical experts. Space is limited, so secure your spot today. To register, call 244-2424. Again, that's 244-2424. You can also visit the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage Facebook page to learn more. Don't miss out on this powerful experience. On a hair?
Let your voice be heard on community affairs, social issues, and all things Cayman on Talk Today, airing middays on Radio Cayman 89.9 FM and brought to you by Digicel. Get more data and faster speeds with a bigger, better network. Join the Digicel family today.
Radio Cayman,
The voice.
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We have some great, very talented athletes in the studio with us. Beach volleyballers, indoor volleyball too, right? You guys do indoor volleyball? All right, awesome. So we're going to start over here to my right with Coach. I mean, I call you Coach.
I know you call me Coach.
Yeah, I always call you Coach. It's because I see you there. I see you on the court. I see you training the guys as well. So you're a coach.
Yeah, I'm their thorn. I'm their torment.
That's good. That's good. All right, so we'll start with
Yeah,
you.
so my name is Dionne. I'm the CIVF Youth Director. Actually, this is a great honor because this is something that I've been striving to kind of get going. But to see these guys' success. But then we'll get into that now. I'm just jumping ahead. I'm really anxious, so
awesome.
I'll let you guys go.
I'm Dionne, Dean's son. I'm a player. I play beach volleyball and indoor volleyball.
Okay. Can you carry your mic closer to you? Thank you. Sorry, you as well. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
My name is Luna Ebanks. I am also a beach and indoor player. I am Doris Ebanks and Heyman Ebanks' child.
Okay.
Hi,
you don't have to talk about mommy and daddy, that's fine. He only did it because daddy's sitting opposite him. Yeah.
I'm William Duty. I'm 16, and I've been playing beach for about 8 months-ish. And I also play indoor, too.
Awesome. Awesome. So you guys recently competed in, is it Tobago? Am I correct?
Tobago, yeah. They recently just
for the
came back from
qualifiers.
Tobago's. Yeah, it was amazing. And it was very last minute for this team.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out if they're going to be, but we've been focusing more on indoor recently. And the team was actually just kind of put together over like 2 months before they went off. So to be able to do what they did is amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you guys did really good.
Thank you.
What did you think of the competition that you faced in Tobago?
It was good. There was a range of levels, and it was kind of cool to be able to compete with different people, as here you're playing with the same players all the time.
Right.
Whereas when you go away, it's people you've never seen before, different play
New
styles.
techniques.
Yeah, it's just a very good change of pace, and it was really exciting.
Okay. And despite not qualifying, I know the guys did not qualify, but despite that, what positives can you take away from your performance in the tournament?
We came fourth out of 10, 11 teams. 11 teams.
Yeah, that's amazing. See,
Yeah.
that's huge, you know. That's
Yeah.
very good.
And saying as Will and I have only been playing for like, what? 2
Couple months.
maybe?
Yeah.
That was, I don't know. It caught me off guard.
It was your first time playing together as a pair?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'd only been playing beach for, what, 6 weeks, maybe?
Right, yeah,
Right.
literally he was
As soon as the
practicing.
tournament
as
As soon as the
came up
tournament started. So
is when he was actually out on the beach practicing. So, like I said, for what they did, I mean, both the girls and the boys, I'm still in shock every time I think about it, man. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing to get this done at this level in such a short period of time.
And Luna, congratulations to you and Joanna. That is huge. How long have you guys been playing together, you ladies?
We actually just started playing together as well. It hasn't been too long.
So what was that like, the camaraderie between you two in Tobago? What was that like?
It was good. It was a really great experience for us because I've never traveled outside of Cayman for any type of tournament or anything. So it was a good experience. You meet new people, see how they play, you make new friends.
Mm-hmm. And how did you maintain your focus and composure after especially the second set, right? The second set loss to secure your win.
Yeah.
How did you guys maintain your composure? It's your first time playing together too, right? So tell me a little bit about that experience.
It was kind of stressful because it's third set, so whoever wins takes home first place in China.
But you pulled it. You pulled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pulled it through. So tell me a little bit more about that particular moment. The last set, the third
it was
set.
very stressful. You play smart. You play nothing too fancy to get those points. So you just try to keep your focus together on. You see what they're doing, and you just really just focus and lock in.
And it was Trinidad and Tobago you guys played against, right?
Yeah, that was the finals. Yeah,
it was the
between-
home team.
It was a home team, home crowd. Everybody was there.
So
even the announcers was actually there chatting
Yeah.
Tobago on. So they were up against a lot.
They were biased.
And then
Yeah.
but the thing is that because of their will and drive to win, they fought. I mean, you had to see it. It was amazing. But they fought hard. They went after every ball. They didn't just watch it just fall down. They went after every ball.
That's good.
So they wanted that. They really wanted
definitely
that.
wanted
And
it.
they did it.
And Luna, what does qualifying for the World Championships mean to you personally, and of course as a team?
Well, it's something new for us. We get to go to China, so it's another new experience.
Mm-hmm.
So
And we're representing the Cayman Islands as
Yes,
well.
that as well.
Getting to
So
wear the beautiful blue, red, and white.
Yes, it's very good to represent my country.
She was emotional when she got that. It was great to see it.
Both of them were.
Yeah, it was.
I saw the video.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was. What, Coach, Mr. Linney, what strategies are implemented to prepare the girls team, of course, for this tournament coming up in China?
Well, what's happening right now? There's two folds to this, right? I mean, we've been focusing mainly on indoor, but and I think this is what was a great foundation for these guys is that they've been playing, even though they've just started playing on beach,
outdoor.
but they've been playing together for indoor now for over a year and a half, and I got to reiterate to everybody that this youth program really only been going for a year and a half, right? And to have this achievement with these players at this level, this age, they were the youngest out there, and they competed at the high level. Coaches were recognizing them over there. A lot of the players were just kind of taken back on it. But in preparation, there's going to be a few things that we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be we're going to get some other youth players now to kind of help drive them a little bit more. So we're going to strive on that a little bit and expand that. But we're going to try to keep both them working with the indoor and beach. For the boys, we got them getting ready for the Jamaica trip in July.
Okay.
So the ending of July. So it's going to be tough to try to balance it because it's really only depending on Trevor, Coach Trevor, to kind of help. But he's pushing both beach for the girls and the boys. So it's going to be a good uphill battle. But I think the foundation is great. I think that they're feeling very confident. We just got to tweak a few things more.
Are you feeling confident?
Yeah. For indoor?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's your comfort. That's your space, your comfort space. Okay, sounds good. And Coach, how did you help? Or you didn't go with them?
I didn't go with them. Coach Trevor went with them, but he was there. And the thing is, these guys right before, which is unusual. Usually, when athletes are competing at this level, you want them to be fresh and ready to actually compete at a high level. But these guys had to go over, working really hard here, then having to go over and have to do a 2-day camp there where they were training from morning straight till evening.
Okay.
And then right after that, the third day, then started competing, right?
Okay.
So they were exhausted by the time they got there. I'm not saying it was a disadvantage for Cayman, but all the players was there. But usually, you kind of have that rest, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But
and the heat is no joke.
The heat, from my understanding, was huge. I mean, from over there, it was amazing.
And the jet lag as well.
Exactly, and that was it, right? But Coach Trevor was there. I think he did a great job in regards to supporting you guys. Talk to you guys through certain things, pull you guys in timeouts and stuff like that. So from my understanding, it was really more reminding them of who they are, what they can achieve, and how they've achieved.
Awesome. So I want you, Coach, to reiterate for me how big of a news this is. And for those of you just tuning in, we're talking to our volleyball athletes. Indoor, they do both indoor and outdoor volleyball. The under-19 girls qualified for World Beach Volleyball in China. This is huge. Please tell the people of the Cayman Islands how big of a deal this is.
Huge. I mean, Cayman has been competing for beach volleyball now for I would say at least a couple of decades.
Yeah.
And I think the closest we've gotten, I think, was maybe third or second. Right. But for youth themselves, I don't think we've ever
taken a youth team.
We've never gone to that level.
Yeah.
So to have these youth players go over, do what they did in such a short period of time, and come back with a gold and in fourth place for the boys, that's huge, especially with them only been training for a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
So this isn't something that we can take lightly. I mean, this is just the beginning. There's a whole bunch of things that are going to be happening at the end of this year, and next year is even going to be more. Like I keep talking and reminding you, we have a huge things happening next year. We're working on a few things in regards to opening ourselves up more with international clubs. Trying to see about looking at talking more universities coming down. There's a whole bunch of things that we're going to be opening up next year. Okay. So this is just the beginning of where we are. But for what they did, this was a huge stepping stone for us to make this program even excel.
Awesome. And guys, tell me, what was the most challenging? Let's hear from Will. What was the most challenging aspect of competing against teams like Trinidad and St. Kitts?
Honestly, it was just the nerves and everything. Like with competing against Trinidad, you have the people in the stands just screaming.
They got their fans.
And then like when we win a point, they just go quiet.
You like that? Like you like quieting them, right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's just nerves, honestly, and just stress.
And what was the difference with Trinidad and St. Kitts?
The difference between honestly, was just the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, cause you have people that back you. Like the other teams actually, we socialized with them a lot. And when we were playing, they actually backed us up, and they were cheering for us. And then when we played Trinidad and Tobago, there's just nobody talking, but like the teams we were playing against,
Okay.
So.
And how do you all think this experience will influence your approach to training and competition in the future?
It drives me to train harder and more.
Yeah.
Like, training for beach now I used to hate beach. Like, before I started training to go away, I did not like beach at all. But now it kind of...
Why didn't you like it?
It wasn't indoor. That was it. It wasn't indoor.
I like that.
But
Yeah.
now it makes me want to train harder and harder because I want to go away. I want to go do all these things and I want to compete and come gold like they did.
Yeah.
So it really drives me to want to do better.
All right, I want to hear from you too, Luna. Tell me a little bit about how this experience is going to influence your approach to training going forward, especially for future tournaments.
Well, yeah, most definitely. It'll affect me a lot because, I still haven't really processed it. I'm going to China. It's from Cayman to China. It's so far.
Have you learned anything in Chinese yet?
No, but I have a very close family friend, and she's Chinese, so maybe I'll get a few things out for her.
Okay.
But yeah, I gotta also say, Dionne, one of the things that I saw with this team as well is that they were not just in regards to physical aspects, but they were mentally stressed as well, because the thing that we unfortunately don't see here is the gap between education and sports.
Okay.
And why I said there's a gap is because we expect these guys to train hard, put in 100% on all of their training sessions. At the end of that, then we expect them to go home and study hard because we expect them to have high grades. Mm-hmm. These guys went away during the time of exams. They had to then study. They had to do a lot of different things. Even when they came back, still had to work on projects, still had to do exams. So there was no break in regards to them actually going off and competing in regards to anybody else. So to have that and then to still be able to compete at that level, I'm still like, no.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And it's a huge preparation that you guys are doing that as well, encouraging that for when they go off to college and they want to pursue volleyball. Yep. It's because it's not easy doing both.
Nope.
Scholastics and doing sports at the same time. It's very difficult to do both. Yeah. I can tell you from experience.
Yeah.
Listen, the brightest of them all struggle. And it's because you miss so many classroom work.
Yeah.
So then when you get back, you have to play catch up. Just like what you guys did when you went to Tobago. You had to come back and play catch up and do your projects. So it's very important.
Yeah.
And I find a lot of associations don't really focus on the education aspect.
Yeah.
So then when it's time to go off to college and the child is failing in class, it's difficult to get them off to the school because they're not
doing what they need to do to be at that level.
Yeah. So we have to focus on not just the sport, especially if our goal is to send them off to school. That's our goal. That's why you're playing. We want you to go off to school to further your education, yes, but to also further your sport so that when you come back to the Cayman Islands, you could represent on an international level, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, it's the sport's growing more and more, and I think what they did kind of excited that a little bit, because I'm still getting people calling me up now or sending me emails and saying, hey, listen, I've got this person that they want to start playing with you guys. I got this, this athlete that's playing, Caymanian athlete who's playing at a club over in Miami or somewhere else, and they want to come back and start playing for Cayman, So this is great.
Awesome.
And it's starting to enlighten them. And again, I reiterated from the last time that the level of volleyball is continually escalating. The people coming out of woodwork, we've got elderly people coming back and playing.
Oh, that's nice.
And we've got a lot of the local expats.
And I saw the inter-primary leagues, the boys and the girls inter-primary leagues recently. It was intersecondary.
Yeah,
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of teams that we saw. We never saw that back.
No.
What, 5-10 years ago, that wasn't there.
No, and
so
now
it's nice.
And now with the National League that we got,
you played?
CIVF is now doing, we've got, I think there's a total of 24 teams, which is huge.
Yeah.
Right? In comparison to probably about 3-4 years ago, where probably maybe 5-6.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And these guys are competing, and they're second. Or if they're top,
we're first.
We're first.
You're first.
In that league, and they're playing against adults, right?
Hey, correct him quick. We're going to take a small break. We're going to hear a word from our sponsor. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about some stuff, other things that are going on with volleyball in Cayman and what's to come. Stay tuned.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Have you completed and returned your business survey forms? The deadline for the annual business surveys is June 14th. The surveys are confidential under the Statistics Act and exempt from the Freedom of Information Act. Your response matters. Do your part. Fill out and return your survey forms to the Economics and Statistics Office. For assistance in completing the forms or for more information, call 244-4676, 244-4600 or visit www.eso.ky. Remember, better data, better decisions, better business.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We have Coach, I don't care what he thinks. It's Coach Dean Linney. We have Luna, we have Will, and we have Dylan in the studio with us. And the boys are heading off next month to Jamaica. Tell us, it's an indoor competition.
It's an indoor competition, and this is huge. Again, this is the under-19s, and
Nice.
again, we're going to more likely be going in as the youngest team.
Yes.
And these teams that we're going up against, Trinidad, Tobago. We're going up against St. Kitts, Barbados.
This is just from our region?
Yeah, within the Caribbean.
Within the Caribbean region, okay.
And those guys have been playing, and these guys are 6'4", 6'5"
Of
players,
course, yeah.
big guys.
Mm-hmm.
And again, our guys are an average of maybe around 5'9", 5'10".
You guys need to recruit some basketball players.
That's what we're doing. That's what I'm trying to hear for. Guys, if you're playing basketball, switch sports.
Just for the Jamaica tournament. Come back. No, but they complement each other.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
The same. A lot of the same jumping drills and approach and understanding the ball and the movement and stuff like that. And
Coordination.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you used to play basketball, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. I never played volleyball competitively, just for fun.
Yeah.
And I love it. I play for fun and I love it, but I never got the chance because I've been so committed to basketball back then. I didn't get the chance to play competitively volleyball.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful sport.
To tell you the truth, there's a big difference between the beach in regards to the way it is.
I feel the way he does.
And indoor.
Did.
There's there's a lot of excitement when you watch the indoors because the ball is moving really fast. I mean, the game is a fast-paced game, right?
Yes.
I mean, especially if you got really good players.
Yeah.
Beach
is a lot slower.
Yeah.
Beach is a lot slower. The sand slows you down a lot more too.
Yeah. But it's still a lot of movement, and it's really great. I mean, even the ones we're playing here, and the crowds are very excited.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when there's a good game, you can see them on the edge of their seat, and they're like, oh my god, what? That can't be pull out. What?
I know you guys, I when I come into John Gray Gym, I sometimes see you guys training. So tell me a little bit about what preparation has been like leading up to this Jamaica trip. What have you guys been doing indoor?
For indoor, we've just been practicing all the basics, like, serving the ball, serve, receive, and hitting techniques. And also we do conditioning sometimes to condition our body. And all these things, come together, and that's how we train for.
How excited are you to, or I should say, which team are you excited to go up against?
Honestly, some people from the beach,
Mm-hmm.
they're actually going to the indoor.
Oh,
Jamaica.
nice. So some of the people you saw in Tobago will be.
Yeah, like one person
Yes,
from
you will
Barbados.
find that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to go up against Barbados especially.
Why?
Because one of the people from beach are.
Well, okay,
so,
okay, that's
yeah.
it. No other
Destroy-
reason.
destroy them.
Okay, all right.
He wants to go back now with his team and said, okay, this is my passe. You know, this is what. Just to remind you, this is what we should have done with you guys in the first place, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's so nice to see indoor volleyball back on the scene again.
Yes,
It's
I
really
agree.
international competition.
I agree, and it's growing. I mean, and especially with the women's side of it. The women's, I mean, there was last year you had, I can't remember which university it was, stocked a stadium of 90,000 spectators.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge, right? And to be able to have that going and to build off of that, universities now are kind of rebroadcast, and try to expand their sports curriculum a little bit more and get more of these players in, not just for beach now. They're again now starting to refocus back on indoor. So this is fantastic, especially for these young players coming in. So this is exciting because this opens up what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, and it gives these players or these young students / athletes the opportunity that may not have had, in anywhere else in any other aspect. So to give them this opportunity to be able to say, well, this is a sport that I love, and this is something that I want to continue at university level. It's amazing.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. When is the China trip?
China trip is
World
in
Championships.
August, September.
This year.
This year. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, but we will get there. Right now, I think a lot of.
You don't have time.
You don't have time.
No,
so
we're in June already.
We are working on, changing up the approach a little bit more, doing a little bit more specialized training, and the same thing with the indoor. There's going to be a lot more specialized training on there as well.
When you say
as a team.
specialized training, what do you mean?
Meaning to focus on specific aspects. How the team works together in regards to blocking, how the team works together in defending, how the team works together in regards to combinations for attacking.
So who's going to be working with the girls for the specialized training?
This is Coach Trevor as well.
Coach Trevor.
Yeah, so poor Coach Trevor, man.
He does indoor.
He is stretched.
He must have some
across.
big calves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This man eats and sleeps volleyball.
Yeah.
And I gotta love him because his drive to actually make volleyball here in Cayman
great
again, is
yes.
is amazing. I mean, this guy, first thing he does is wakes up in the morning, and that's what he starts talking about, calls me up or sends me a text and starts going over what he's planning on doing, what's his schedule like for the day.
I like that because he has a goal and he is here to accomplish that
Yeah.
goal and to see to it that you guys achieve the success that you deserve, right?
He loved these guys, and he loves working with them. And he himself, he just keeps reminding me. He's like, I keep having to remind myself that these guys only been playing a year and a half.
Yes.
And the level that they're at in comparison to everywhere else that he's actually worked at is as above everywhere else.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for stopping by. I know already. The time has gone. The time has flown by so quickly. All the best in Jamaica.
Thank you.
To you when you head to China. Now, when you come back on the show, you had better we have a segment in Chinese. I'll be using my phone for translation. I'll be using my phone for translation, but you don't get to use your phone. You have to talk to me in Chinese, right? Deal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
But I just really want to
Yes.
quickly say thanks to everybody else who's been supporting the parents, bringing these guys to training and everything else.
Yes.
I want to thank Cayman Airways. I want to thank everybody, yourself, in regards to helping us promoting this.
No problem.
Everybody and Dart. They've been helping us in regards to, especially for indoor, allowing us to use their gym, at no cost. So it's been fantastic, having that support here in Cayman Islands, and again, Cayman Airways in regards to helping us in regards to travel. So, it's great to see that the community overall is actually coming together to help make this happen.
Awesome. And Dylan and Will, I have not forgotten you. I want to hear your Jamaican accents when you get back. All right, so All right, that's it. That'll do it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Of course, as you know, Sports Extra is about giving you the latest information on all sporting activities here on the island. If you would like the opportunity to be a part of our show, please feel free to email me at sportsextrakman@gmail.com. You can check out our Radio Cayman Sports Extra social media pages just to keep abreast of all the different sporting activities that's being highlighted on the pages. And a special thank you not just to our guest previously and now, but of course our new sponsor on board for Sports Extra, which is Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Village. Thank you so much. I'm Dionne Anglin. Good night and God bless.
Sports Extra, proudly brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Village. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929 5045. This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the